I had just gotten married, not even a year into our marriage, and we had an 8-month-old at that time. And so I had just also gotten promoted in my position, so I was now the leader of our nonprofit. So it was just a really stressful, kind of disorienting time. So my body felt fine. Prior to this, I had never had any underlying health conditions. There were no indicators.
On November 18th, we were supposed to go to Celebration Church in the Woodlands. Micah was scheduled to be the main speaker.
So I walked up on stage, and quite literally the only words that came out of my mouth were, "Thank you so much for having me. My name is Micah Gamboa." And then immediately I went into sudden cardiac arrest right there on the stage.
Her head shoots back. She falls back into the chair. There's a gasp in the audience, and I run up, lower her down to the ground, and her breathing begins to slow down up until a point where you hear like her final breath. 2 people were there that weren't typically there in that service, and so they began to do CPR on her. I was very much in shock. The paramedics had been called already, so they were on the way. And I came to face with the reality of my wife might die right here. One of the things I remember hearing was the sound of the flatline when they hooked up the heart monitor. And hearing that was really scary.
I remember very well when I first met Micah, because I was heartbroken. Somebody that young and so full of life until that moment. In her particular case, this was not a heart attack. This was an arrhythmia.
So anybody who comes in with a cardiac arrest, the patient's going to need something called an implantable cardiac defibrillator, or short for an ICD. The purpose of an ICD is really one-fold. It can detect abnormal heart rhythms, and if you were ever to have an abnormal heart rhythm, it can get you out of it. This device is going to allow her to live a nice, normal life.
I was trying to mentally prepare for the worst. And I remember Dr. Avendano running out, and he says that she's gone through something that not a lot of people make out of. It was the second day of Micah being in the coma, and the nurse just comes out and she's in tears. And she's telling me, "You're not going to believe your wife is waking up."
She had a dangerous heart rhythm that it's not consistent with survival. So CPR saved her life. And that is the most important thing I think that people can get out of this, is that only about 4% of Americans are trained for CPR. And she just happened to be in the place where she had somebody who was.
All that research was provided by the American Heart Association. And I want to encourage everybody to contribute so we can continue with the research that saves lives.
I was discharged from the hospital within a week and got to go home, and obviously spent some time resting, but really just gone back to normal, which is so incredible to think about. I, of course, just want to say thank you. You know, it's not even just about me, right? I wouldn't be here, but when I look at my daughter, my family, I mean, I wouldn't be here for them. Just being able to wake up in the morning and see my daughter and realize that I could have not been there for her, I could have not seen her first birthday, you know, is incredibly sobering.
You know, we just celebrated her 4th birthday, and we really can't imagine living life without you. I often think of when I'm getting her ready for school, like, I can't do this hair.
We are just grateful to have a second chance.